Philip here, Rector of South Leytonstone. Those of you who aren't in my Benefice, I recommend that you just forget about listening to me today. I just wanted to spend a bit of time doing a bit of an update, a bit of a notice, rather than doing morning prayer or any sensible reflection of any kind. Partly because actually at 9 o'clock this morning, 9:15, I was with the children in a Zoom group. So the normal slot when I'd be doing the preparation for talking with you was taken over, quite frankly, by being with Daphne and a bunch of families and enjoying their presence. So I'm glad I did that. So there we are. Now, the other thing I wanted to do is, again, rather than pray, I want to just give an update on the sort of state of the union feeling at the moment. So just to help all of the people that overlap with the life of our churches, to give a feeling for where things are at. You'll have seen that you've probably seen that there's now measures starting to come into play about reopening our churches for private prayer. I want to tell you, I'm not that fussed, really. I've not felt any demand coming from our local communities to want to go into our churches. Some individuals from our churches may wish to do that, I understand that. But it is a matter for our PCCs to make a decision based on a risk assessment and in putting controls in place. So I am encouraging our PCCs to actually have that conversation between themselves to make a decision on how that's going to work. And there's a load of guidance come from the church. It can be done, but it won't be just open the door and let people wander in. The other thing I wanted to chat about is what feels like the shape of things to come for a while. I was with a bunch of the ministers in my deanery yesterday, and it echoed thoughts I'd been having anyway for some time, that actually the feeling we've got is that for some time to come, our new normal will involve an awful lot more of stuff online like we're doing now. I think there are tons of people in my congregations who are not going to feel confident to come back to church services even when we open. And even when we reopen them, it'll be a lot of work establishing safety and all of those sorts of things. But at the same time, one thing that we've become really aware of is this is meeting a lot of people's needs in terms of their faith growth and development and their spirituality, in a way that actually open churches don't. That's fascinating, isn't it? Who'd have thought that was the case? I know there are loads of people who are longing to be together, and I'm with you in that. I long to do that too. And I long to share communion with you in person again. But at the same time, you've had some great work done by some of my colleagues and hopefully myself to serve our growth in our spirituality and our understanding of our faith and all of that. And the other weird thing and wonderful thing is I think actually we've probably had more conversations with people who edge around the edges of church. And I think that's a great thing, isn't it? You know, that we aren't saying to people, come to church, we're saying, join in, and here it is. That's rather good. So I think we're going to be doing something like this for some time to come, and I wanted to flag that up to you, that I'm not confident we'll be all guns blazing anytime soon, and nevertheless there's something very wonderful happening in terms of how we're learning to serve one another through modern technology. With that in mind as well, one of the things I wanted to flag up is that over the last 2 or 3 months, the ministry team have worked quite hard to develop an offer of services and reflection and all of that. And I want to somewhat shift the balance on that to having much more locally based work on how we worship together. And I'd really like it if actually the local church teams start to play a much stronger role in leading how it works, in leading in contributions, in readings, in prayer, in whatever. I don't really know what that means. Now, thankfully for all of us listening, that actually only means a 1 in 7 Sunday offer. and I would expect you to want to draw in members of the ministry team to play in different roles. And of course, there are some things that I'd need to be a little bit more in control of. So things like preaching sermons or celebrating communion, I'd want to be a bit more thoughtful about. But nevertheless, I'm very conscious that you in your church fellowships and groups actually are the body of Christ in your village. And I want to assist that rather than control that. So I wonder if you could get your thinking caps on, because I think it'd be really, really good if we can kind of grow our own local what we do. Now, we're experimenting that this weekend. Tilbrook are having a go. Some of you in Tilbrook don't know this yet, but we're going to have a go with more contribution from the local faith community, and I'm looking to be within Tilbrook Church myself to do some of the bits and bobs. What else is going on? I also want to thank the team around me. So I was off on leave all last week. I didn't go anywhere, but I needed time out, and the team around me stepped up and filled all the gaps and did a wonderful job. I'm really pleased for that. And I'm going to be off next week as well, so they'll be doing that even more. So thank you to them. They've been brilliant. And just to let you know, if you haven't clocked it yet, the resources in our online resources are growing. So we had Pamela doing an Ignatian spirituality course. That's still up on our website. You can join in that. It's not easy, but it is good. What else is going on? Well, I do a Zoom group on a Wednesday night. So if you want to join in a slightly challenging group that wants to reflect on the Gospel of Mark, that's on a Wednesday night with me. Pamela is also running a similar group on a Wednesday afternoon. I've also got a group for people who are just kind of working it out, explorer group if you like. We're meeting, well, I'm not sure when we're meeting. This week it's this Thursday night, and then I'm going to have a week off, and more often than not it'll probably be on Monday evenings. But also, if there's stuff that you want to do, let me know. We can work it out probably. I also want to apologise that on the whole we haven't managed to fill much of a gap when it comes to children and families, children and young people anyway. Yes, we've restarted the 9:37. If you're interested, contact me, contact Pamela. That's for the toddler age range, and that was lovely this morning being there. But if I know people have asked me to do stuff, school assembly or something better for our children, I haven't managed to do that. I've felt very pressured by a lot of other things, and I'd love to grow something better. I'm not doing very well at that at the moment. I am sorry about that. What else is there to say? Not much, but this is the equivalent of my daily ramble. A bit more ramble than cogent thought, perhaps. Keep safe, do well, keep in contact. God bless you, and thank you for being there and for being such wonderful communities that I get the privilege of connecting with. It really is lovely for me, and I really, really, really look forward to being in the same space with you, and at some point, we will share again in Holy Communion together in the same place, which is great. Yeah, everybody's looking forward to that. God bless. Talk to you soon. It's my stint on Friday, and we'll see what happens for this Sunday. I don't know yet. God bless. See you on. Bye-bye.